Hi there, this is a nifty little trap in the Scandinavian and it's called Refuting the Obvious, and this trap has certainly downed many a good player. White plays e4, black the Scandinavian with d5. After e takes on d5, black goes for the knight f6 line. Rather than recapture immediately with the queen, black aims at recapturing with the knight. So rather than defend the pawn with the dubious c4, white takes the center with d4, and now after knight takes on d5, c4 hits the knight. Where's that knight going to run to? Well, almost certainly not to b4, because that's going to allow queen a4. That looks good for white. But instead of queen a4, white would probably be doing better after a move like a3. If white goes for this natural queen a4, which is check and hitting the knight, black's going to defend with knight on b8 to c6, which is pretty much going to induce this move d5. Again, white should be playing a3 here. But if white goes into this trappy line with d5, then trouble awaits, because black has a spectacular, somewhat unexpected move b5 here, and black has now a considerable advantage, may even be winning. That pawn on b5 is giving itself up. It's hitting the queen. White is worse here. The queen can drop back to d1. But how about c takes on b5? That's the natural move. If queen takes on b5, then knight would have gone to... If queen takes on b5, knight to c2 is going to be okay for black for sure. So after c takes on b5, black has two lines. I'm not sure which one is actually better. The most commonly played line here is knight d4, so we'll look at this one first. After knight d4, white dare not capture the knight on b4 with the queen because of knight c2 is going to be check and picking up the queen. So knight a3 is going to defend the attack square on c2. e5 is black's most energetic continuation, opening up the bishop on f8, defending the knight on b4. And what can white do here? If, let's look at b6 first, check, that's going to be met by bishop d7 interposing. And when the queen goes back to d1, then the bishop continues out again to f5, again targeting c2, big advantage for black. If instead of b6 check, bishop d2, then black will continue with queen takes on d5, because if bishop takes on b4, black gets a check in on e4 first, and this is big advantage for black. Black might exchange on b4, and then maybe even a discover check with the knight winning the queen. It's all happening. So going back now to a different variation, instead of knight d4, which gives a big advantage for black, possibly better is bishop f5 immediately. Now, white cannot take with d takes on c6, because bishop c2 hits the queen, and if the queen takes the knight on b4, then queen d1 is an embarrassing mate for white. So again, after it's jumped. After bishop f5, white will play knight a3, and again, if d takes on c6 now, bishop c2, queen b4 and queen d1 is mate. We've seen that line. If b takes on c6 here, then we have knight c2 immediately, and after king d1, knight takes a1, again black is winning. Again, after bishop f5 and knight a3, queen takes on d5, and now if b takes on c6, then queen e4 is going to be winning for black as well. That's check. If white interposes with, let's just throw in bishop to e2 interposing, then the knight's going to presumably move to d3 check. That's going to pick up the queen. I'm sure there's other ways of winning as well, and black is winning in all lines. So this has been a trap in the Scandinavian. It's called Refuting the Obvious. Hope you found it useful. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.